Do you resist your success? Good morning, everybody. Good morning on Instagram. Good to see you all. Do you resist your success? You could say, listen, I do not resist my success. I really want to have it. I want to have more of what I want and less of what I don't. Here's the big challenge. The big challenge is that familiarity is what causes us, one of the big reasons that causes us to delay our success. So in studying some of the research, I've taken some notes. See, even doctors take notes and they read the same thing because they want to make sure they get it right. People often feel comfortable with familiar patterns. It's called habitualization. And ways of thinking. It's called habitualization. How do you think? Do you have a certain response? If somebody cuts you off in traffic, do you say, oh, how wonderful? Maybe you do. That's good. That's a habitual pattern. Do you freak out and give them the high sign? My question to you is this. What is your pattern for failure? What is your pattern for fear? What is your pattern for resisting? If you've had any siblings and they told you to do things, drop an S in the chat for siblings. If you had siblings and they told you to do things and you didn't want to do them, drop an S in the chat. If I could find all the screens I'm in, I'm the baby of the family. So yes, my two older brothers would tell me all the time to do things. And I'm like, I'm not going to do them. What happens when somebody tells you to do something you know you should do? How do you feel when somebody tells you you should do something you know you should do? It takes you out of the familiar of having your old story. See, this is all about being able to have an old story. This is all about, I am not Elvis. Didn't know my collar was up. My apologies. For those of you who are not sure who Elvis is, you can Google him. So, question. Why do we decide to stay in the familiar? Even if they are negative or limiting, changing these patterns can feel uncomfortable or uncertain. See, here's what happens. Most of us, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Stacy. Most of us have this familiar thing. And it gives us a level of not having to listen. It gives us a level to not have to think. Hey, I'm New York Nick. I get to be on a show with him the 13th. So make sure you follow I Am New York Nick. I think that's what it is. I'm New York Nick. Follow him. I'm going to be on his show. Him and I are going to do a little Instagram conversation together. I'm looking forward to it. So if we are familiar with what we do, why? Have you ever asked why you have limiting beliefs on a regular basis? It's literally because the brain can only do two things if you're in an unconscious state. And here's the two things it does. It first looks, will this kill me? And sometimes the saber-toothed tiger is an email. Sometimes the saber-toothed tiger is a phone call. Sometimes the saber-toothed tiger is the possibility of getting a no from somebody. So how do we avoid feeling let down, let go, less than, feeling inferior, is we avoid the situation and we come up with an old story or we find something else to distract us, because that is our familiar pattern. See, it's easy to have a coach. You know why so many people have a coach? You know why so many people buy programs? Because they're coaching programs. They're not mentoring programs. Mentoring programs put a knot in your stomach. Mentoring programs put a knot in your ass because you know you've got to do it. You know you've got your capability. You know you have your capacity. And most people can't finish a mentoring program. Now, it may be in a coaching scenario, but you were in the right mindset to allow it to mentor you, and you chose not to allow it to mentor you. So that's why we deal with familiarity. So that's number one. You can write that down. The reason we resist our success is familiarity. The second one is fear of the unknown. Come here. Come here. Come here. You know why we fear the unknown? The unknown is what's outside our comfort zone, but it's really not. That's a bunch of BS belief system. Listen. This idea that we're going to step into the unknown and it's going to be painful is a bunch of baloney. Why? Because if you believe in the law of attraction, and you believe in the faith that you have, and you believe in the power of thoughts, and you believe in your ability to have more, and you believe in your capacity to do more, and you believe that you can serve more, and you believe that you're worth more, and you believe all of these things, how the hell is this your comfort zone? If everything that's in here is lacking, why do we fear the unknown if the unknown is where all of our joy is? Because we have to come up with a new story. We got to come up with a new story. If all of a sudden I didn't have my pain, you know how many people I talk to on a daily basis? If they didn't have their old story to bitch and complain and moan about, they'd have nothing to talk about. They'd have nothing to talk about. How many of you know somebody like that? All they do is talk about what bad things happened to them yesterday, yesterweek, yestermonth, yesterdecade. And that's all they talk about. That's all they have in their arsenal of dialogue are how things have gone wrong. What if you changed in your circle? What if you were the first one in your family? What if you were the first one? Listen. What if you were the first one? What if you were the first one to only speak of the frontier? What if you were the first one to only speak of the frontier, to speak of that place, to speak of that person, the you you're becoming? You know what you would do? You would piss off a lot of people around you. I get that. But why are you letting their piss offedness keep you pissed off? It's the craziest thing. Oh my God. Chokes me up. When people come to me and they say, Sean, what do I need to do? I say, show me your journal. What? Show me your journal. Show me your journal where you wrote down your dream. Show me your journal where you conspired with the universe to build your vision. Show me the proof. Well, I dream while I'm in bed. I do my blessings while I'm in bed. Great. Awesome. It's a bunch of crap. It's a story you've told yourself that you're really doing the work. You're not doing the work until you feel yourself doing the work. You're not doing the work. So the fear of the unknown is the simple fact that the unknown is going to get you what you want. You have this idea of certainty and significance. I don't want to look like a fool. That's significance. I don't want to feel embarrassed. That's significance. I don't want to do something I don't know. That's significance. Let me let you in on a little secret. Can I let you in on a little secret? Actually, it's a big freaking secret. Here's the big secret. Today has never happened in the millennia of millennias. Today has never happened. How the hell are you waking up not in absolute panic? Did you check the solar guide to see if the sun is exactly 198,000 miles away? Did you check to see if Jupiter is where it's at? Did you check to see if Uranus, I'm going to be a seventh grader, Uranus is where it's supposed to be, both yours and the planet? Are you getting this? There are universal laws that allow for the world to take care of it, the universe to take care of it, this entity of everything to take care of itself. And why do you think that your little piss-offedness or your stepping out of your comfort zone is going to change any of the laws of the universe? Do you think if you become rich, you're going to change the rotation of the earth and all of us are going to die? Not a chance. You're not that powerful. But you can have that much power. You can change the way the world spins in your universe by helping more, serving more, becoming more. This unknown is not the thing you should fear. You should fear doing something the same way. See, if you do it once, that's an incident. If you do it a second time, that's a co-incident. If you do it a third time, that's a habitual pattern. So if you've become rich for a particular moment in time, in history and time, that was an incident. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. You won't believe what happened. That's usually the words that follow that. Oh my gosh, I did the unknown and you won't believe what happened. That's an incident. Oh my God, it happened again. That's a coincident. When it becomes the new pattern the third time, that now can become a habitual pattern. You've now stabilized your ability and capacity to do the unknown. Here's my question. Are you worthy of the unknown? That's number two. First one, familiarity is the reason people resist. Number two, fear of the unknown. Number three, lack of motivation. Let me make this very simple for you. We take a momentary break in the pause of this podcast to let you know that this podcast was powered by ketones. For all your brain health and better body, reach out to Sean and have a conversation about ketones. Back to the show. Lack of motivation. Let me give you a little thing. It's not about motivation. Follow me on this. It is, but it isn't. I want to make it more fun. It's hard to get motivated. Self-motivating, man, I got to tell you, it's one of the toughest things to do on the planet. Self-motivation, it doesn't work. 98% of the people cannot motivate themselves in silent prayer. So here's what you do. That thing, you've heard this before, that thing you are seeking is seeking you. Napoleon Hill talks about harmonic vibration, being in state. Tony Robbins talks about state, story, and strategy. Too many of us are focused on strategy, the how. I can Google the hell out of how. What I can't Google is your ability to say, I'm done with being broke and sad and frustrated. There is no algorithm. There is no AI. There is no post that can reach into the depths of your pain. There is no person, not even me, who understands you probably better than most. There's nobody who can reach into the levels of the pain that exist inside of you and flip the switch, do a Dr. Wayne Dyer moment, and change the way you look at things for the things you look at to change. Here's the easiest way to begin motivation. It's simple to do. Nobody teaches it. It's kind of the same reason why pharmaceuticals companies don't tell you about natural remedies. You can't patent nature. So that's why they don't tell you that an apple a day, hydration, eating blueberries for your brain. They don't tell you about all of these wonderful natural things. Some of you are becoming more and more aware of it. Some of you are natural allopathic doctors who understand the value of nature. And if you put this one next to this one, it doubles the benefits of both. Some of you understand that. If you know what I'm talking about, if you know somebody who talks about that stuff, drop a 1 in the chat. So let me give you the simple, natural, allopathic, homeopathic, move your assopathic way. I may have to coin that. I am an assopathic doctor. Oh, wouldn't that be funny? It's literally moving your waist. I can't tell you enough that when I see women shake their hips, the smiles on their faces, guys, we don't like to dance. I'm not a big dancer. I'm not a dancer. I promise you, if you just stand there and you just even do the white guy dance, right? Stance in the square. I used to dance in Puerto Rico, not like a dancer. When I would get invited out to do salsa or merengue or whatever it is, and I would dance, they would start me with going, por favor, un cuadrado. Just stand in the square. Just stand in the square, please, and dance, and let me do all the moves. You can spin me and twist me, but no. You're not ready to get out of the square. Too many of us don't even step into the square. So you want self-motivation? Literally put on your favorite song. I dare your favorite song to bore you. This is a natural asopathic method. Dr. Joseph McClendon III, really, they did a study at Harvard and they call it assitude. You want to get motivation? Get some assitude. Now, some of you have a tude of ass. Some of you have just, you're an ass bar none, and you hang around with people who are just a bunch of asses. You have to have assitude. You got to move it. You got to shake it. Google it. Google Joseph McClendon III, JM3, and Google assitude, and you'll learn about it. Just start putting on the music. How many of you are laughing right now, watching me, white guy dance? White guy dancing, 911. We got a white guy dancing. Somebody's eyes are going to fall out. Y'all get it? Y'all feeling a little bit more excited? This is what motivation is. It doesn't mean you have to go make 500 phone calls, although in this state, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier to make 500 phone calls. You don't have to go out and put 17 posts up today, although in this state, you're going to wind up with 17 posts because, shit, you're on fire, baby. We lack self-motivation is because we're so addicted to the approval of others. We have this neuroencoding that if I go do that, people are going to go, they're going to say things about me. They're saying shit about you now. What are you worried about? They're saying stuff about you now. And when you get better, they won't have you to bitch about. They'll find somebody else. They'll find somebody else to point fingers at. Because when you become this attitude, when you get to moving and shaking and moving your hips and your smile shows up. How many of you, a smile showed up on your face and you didn't consciously say to your face, excuse me, it's time to smile. White guy dancing, funny dance, smile. And your brain, no, you did this subconsciously. This is what I'm talking about. You have the motivation. You have it inside of you. So that's number 3, lack of motivation. We just crushed that. We crushed familiarity, number 1. We crushed the fear of the unknown. We crushed lack of motivation. Hell, you're halfway there. We haven't even finished our coffee, powered by ketones. We haven't even finished our coffee. Number 4, lack of support. I don't know who you have supporting you, but I'll support you. I don't know who you have that you're getting to borrow their faith, their belief, their energy. I'll be there for you. It's one of the biggest reasons that people fall short is lack of support. It's why I show up every day. Some of you show up every day. Some of you don't. Some of you got stuff to do. Some of you got more important stuff to do than listen to a farm boy from Ohio, 0.9 grade point average. You got more important things to do. Yet when your spirit awakens, when your spirit needs it, you wind up seeing the live button on my show and you show up and you're like, man, I needed this. I'm just going to show up every day. And see, what happens is if you wanted to show up every day and you don't, you have to ask yourself, was that because of me or because of you? Was that because of an old story? Because if you hang out with me, by default, you become rich. It's just that simple. I'm not coming down to your place to pull you up. I'm giving you a hand up so you can fly up to here. You can quantum leap over all of the BS that people have poured into you. You can quantum leap over all of the BS that people have said you're not good enough. Hell, you are good enough. You are strong enough. And I love you. You know you can feel it. You know I love you. Listen, if I don't have to know somebody to hate them, if I can hate a whole race or an entity, that's what people do. They hate whole entire races or creeds or colors or religions. Like I'm shocked at how omnipotent they believe they are. So if I don't need to know somebody or something, why not stand in a state of love? Because I love me. Bob Proctor said one time, I was talking to Bob Proctor. This was 20 years ago. I had him as a mentor. Him and my bride, Michelle, and I were students of his. And I said, Bob, do you love you? How do you love you? He goes, love me? He goes, I can't get enough of me. You've seen him do it on stage. I want you to do that now. I can't get enough of me. You got to fall in love with you, baby. I'll support you in you falling in love with you. Jim Rohn said it best. I'll take care of me for you if you take care of you for me. You know, there's a dozen more people that need to be hearing this right now. You know, you could be a huge benefactor in somebody's life. Share this out, invite them, tag them in this video, tag them in this live and go, you got to get over here. I haven't felt this good. This is the best I've felt in 2023. Now, granted, it's only been 2 days. So that's number 4, lack of support. Go watch my videos. You got dozens, I don't know, 50, 60 hours here on Instagram. You got thousands of hours on YouTube, thousands of hours on YouTube. Go find something till I make you laugh. Send me a message. I'll send you a video back in chat. Hey, whatever. Tell me, listen, I need a little pick me up, Sean. Send me a message. I promise I'll send you a message. I will pick you up and I will throw you to the stars. Doesn't have to be this commitment of it's a blood oath. And no, we've already got a blood oath. We're already sweating blood and tears trying to get through life. It's time we get on with life instead of getting through it. When you step up and step on to your vision, when you step up and step into your dreams, when you step up and step on to this path, you rise above the pain and suffering and you step into joy and blessings and peace. All it is a step up. Number 5, resistance to change. Oh my God, Sean's making me feel so uncomfortable and there's nobody in the room. I feel so uncomfortable. There's nobody in the room. He's making me dance. Why is he making me dance? I feel like I'm not a dancer. That's resistance, baby. And number 6, self-doubt. We all got it. It's why we have to have a community. It's why we have to have a community that is not in comparison, that is in contribution. And the challenge with contribution and love is that we have to go through the 4 stages of certainty, uncertainty, love and contribution, love and connection, love and uncertainty. We have to go through those. We have to be certain and uncertain. We have to be committed to love and committed to experience before we can get into contribution. So when you get into a community, what happens is we all get all excited on day 1. Everybody's like, I'm here to help you. What's your 23 goals? Give me this, give me that. And by day 3, it's like crickets, freaking crickets. I don't know how to spell crickets, so I'm not going to ask you how to spell crickets, but drop a C in the chat if you've ever gotten into a group that was so exciting and then all of a sudden turned into crickets. Crickets! So those 6, that's what dangerous unconsciousness will help cure. Those 6, and there's dozens others. There's dozens of others, things that I'm going to take you on this journey of dangerous consciousness. Thanks for all of the input. I love you guys. You know how it feels. Listen, I'm going to talk to Instagram for just a second. You guys know how it feels when somebody responds to you. I got to tell you, that warms my heart. Yes, I know we have 12 amazing souls on here. It takes effort I know it takes effort to do the C. Maybe you're driving, maybe you're doing 1,000 things and you want to run over, you got to change the screen, you got to pop it up, you got to find. I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the next time somebody responds on yours, take a pause and say thank you. Because you know you hear it, right? Drop an H in the chat if you hear the love. If you feel that love, drop an H in it. You hear it. You're here for it. That's how powerful we are. That's how powerful you are. You change my world. That's what interaction does. That's what becoming dangerous does. When you decide to become dangerous, it's not a danger to anyone else. It's a danger to everyone's thoughts, conversations, beliefs about you, because they don't have enough cojones to speak about themselves. So it's easy to speak about others. I'm just reading this. I must have been unconsciously got kicked out of the internet. Now I'm back, Sean. Thank you, Sean. Oh, good. I love you, Stacy. You're the bestest. I love you guys. I've got a new community that are of like-minded individuals called Dangerous Consciousness. It's a handle here on Instagram that I'm going to be doing a lot of effort and energy in. So if you want to learn about that, you can go follow that Dangerous Consciousness. So I love you tons. I appreciate you so very, 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 very much. And if you do have a struggle, if you're struggling with something on Instagram or anywhere, YouTube as well, if you're struggling, please reach out, send me a private message. Go, if you're on YouTube, go to either Facebook or Instagram, find me, send me a message. Let's see if we can have a little attitude party and shake your booty so that you can have the booty, right? Many of you don't know this, but if you've read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, or you've listened to his masterclass, one of the things is that the reason that the title Think and Grow Rich came up is because the editor had to turn in a title for the next day. And he told Napoleon Hill, he says, unless you come up with a better title, this is what I'm telling them to go print the book with tomorrow. Use your noodle and get the boodle. And Napoleon Hill screamed, no, you'll ruin me. Use your noodle to get the boodle. And from that, Think and Grow Rich was born. So use your noodle to get the boodle, and then allow yourself to think and grow rich. I am your head brain scrambling, dangerous consciousness misfit. I will see you all where? At the next event. If you want to keep in tune and up to date, go to SeanGMurphy.com and make sure you get on the email list. I love you tons. I am your head brain training misfit. I'll see you all where? At the next event. Till then, bye for now. Love you all. Where's the X button? Over there. And YouTube, I love you tons. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the joy. Thanks for all the pieces and loving. And I will see you where? Stop the live stream down there. They keep changing stuff.